Racing on Thursday takes place out at Turffontein, where we've got 9 races on the program. Racing on the inside track, and the first race is set to get underway at 11:50. And joining me is Alistair Cohen, but this time he's not on the line. Alistair, good to be joined by you in the studio for the very first time in what has been almost 2 years, maybe even longer than that, since we've been doing these shows. And good to have you alongside me.
It's nice that we're not just virtual friends. In this environment, we're virtual friends, but thankfully on the race days, we know each other quite well. Lovely to be here. Gallop's on Thursday. That's the main reason I'm in town before we come down for the entire week leading up to the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Gallop's Day is always really exciting. I know that quite a few jockeys will obviously be in town, quite a few making arrangements to get back in time for Turffontein after riding in the Gallops. And come and join us for the sticky buns and the coffee on Thursday morning. I mean, the Gallops, for the tradition that they are, they have a place in that whole Hollywoodbets Durban July fever, but since Hollywood got involved, it's taken another dimension. It's sort of jazzed up a little bit more, which is fantastic. So, hopefully we can ride the momentum from seeing our fancies on Thursday morning into tipping a few winners on Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, speaking of fancies, there's obviously going to be a lot of discussion in the upcoming week and a half about the Hollywoodbets Durban July and who's going to run well and who's probably not going to run well and who deserves their place and who doesn't. I mean, yesterday was obviously the final field announcement and with the barrier draws as well. As things stand, and obviously watching the horses throughout champion season and some up in the Highveld, some here in KZN, I mean, which sort of horse are you leaning towards, and which horse do you believe has probably got the best draw?
I've always liked Immediate Edge as my top choice. I think I don't know if it's the beauty of this year's Hollywoodbets Durban July. I think normally you sort of go in with a mindset of it's open, there's 12 to 14 horses who I'd like in my quartet, or maybe 8 that I like in my pick 6 or something like that. I think this year punters might be inclined to eliminate more than half the field as far as pick 6s are concerned. So I think a lot of people sort of be narrowing it down to 4 or 5 particular winners in their exotics and be pretty strong on possibly 8 and 18, who's very short price. 14 to 10 is an extremely short price for a Hollywoodbets Durban July. I think he's the best horse in the race, but I know that Immediate Edge is better than his rating. So that's interesting. And they draw next to each other. So we'll see who takes a seat, who's going to go forward, who's going to try to get first run, who's going to avoid the traffic, etc., etc. A lot of speed on the inside with Oriental Charm. He knows one way. Is he going to try and fend off Confederate going to the drill hall? Is Confederate going to bust a lung from draw 14? You know where Gladiator and the Real Prince are going to be, so the harder they go, maybe the more they'll come into the race. The Real Prince with stamina question marks as well. Interesting. I think this year it's all pretty much set up for a lot of interest around how the race is going to be run. Pace is going to be on. Yeah. But then who's going to be where behind those pacemakers? That's going to be the big question. I think after 400 meters, you'll pretty much know your fate on the horse that you win. I personally would like to see 8 on 18 sort of in the first half of the field if I had money on him. I'd like to see him sort of in and around Immediate Edge and in and around sort of the See It Agains of this world and horses like that.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be plenty to dissect as we get closer to the 5th of July, race number 7. But race number 1 out at Turffontein on Thursday, 1600 meters is the distance. It is a juvenile plate for the fillies. And number 4, Skiffle is the favourite here at 5-2, along with number 3, Little Miss Splendid, who's found a touch of support here from 3-1. Number 2, Little Miss Million, is a 3-1 shot, 4-1 Limerick Lace, and then it is 6-1. And Better Baldos. Now, interesting to see Callan Murray decide to stick with number 4 Skiffle as opposed to number 1 Limerick Lace. This filly won at 33-1 on debut after, well, at a second start at least, after showing absolutely nothing on debut. But Alistair, when you have a look at the contest, number 2 Little Miss Splendid does bring feature race form to the table behind Quickstep Gal, who looks to be a real smart sort and a filly that could deliver the goods on Hollywoodbets Durban July Day.
I think that's an absolute 3-horse race, that Golden Slipper, with Quickstep Gal being one of them. And the fact that Little Miss Splendid is battle hardened from feature race level, whereas all the others are pretty much blank canvases coming out of either maidens or disappointing runs or debut wins or whatever the story may be. She's an interesting runner, number 3 Little Miss Splendid. How will she go over a mile? That's going to be one burning question. And also, if you go back to her maiden win, it is a mediocre form line, to be fair, but credit to her, she's remained consistent, and I thought her penultimate start behind Sister Golden Hair was also a very good effort as well. Obviously we've got the Purple Picture team of Robin Klaasen and Cabello Matsanyani teaming up. Skiffle, I've been at Turffontein for her first 2 starts. The second horse from the pretty persuasive form has come out and won. It's Tuscan Romance, long overdue. But it's the behaviour of Skipple that strikes a chord. She was bonkers in the Parade Ring debut. She didn't know where she was. She had absolute stage fright. And Mike and Matthew de Kock did a fine job getting her back on the straight and narrow, beating Daisy Jones. He was inconvenienced by a bad draw last time. I think that there's sort of good performances to come from Daisy Jones, but let's also bear in mind that Skipple didn't have the easiest of draws. And then there's number 2, Little Miss Million, who went off 20-1 on debut, unfancied in the market. And I got a message from Nico Crizio just 2 minutes before the race saying, there's a horse she's going to run well. It's Little Miss Million. She looks an absolute picture. I don't know what was in that race, bar Matchament, who obviously looks like she's ready to win at the next start. I don't know if there's too much else in there. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a wide open first race with all 6 horses having a legitimate chance. I lean towards number 4, Skipple, though. I think that she's improving at a more rapid rate than some of the others.
Yeah, thankfully, it's not the start of the bipod. Tricky start to the race meeting. Race number 2 next up, Juvenile Plate, 1600 meters is the distance. And number 6, Zalatoris, tops the boards here, trading at 8-10. Number 3, Read All About It, 22-10. It's 5-1 and better, while those 4 and 7 are out. So it's a field of just 6 runners that remain. And Zalatoris, well, he steps up in trip, but on pedigree, you'd think he'd get the distance being out of Silvano mare. And he's run last time out in the gold medallion, not disgraced, beaten just over length. And he actually went off as one of the fancied horses that day.
I'm keen to see how he goes over him, because I think he's a very smart horse. He's got a lovely action to Zalatoris. Gavin Larina, interestingly, takes the ride. He was all the rage at Hollywoodbets Scottsville from the Grade 1 gold medallion. In my opinion, he just didn't appreciate the course. He never got into full stride, and I suppose Hollywoodbets Scottsville can do that to the best. Not for one moment saying that Zalatoris is the best, but we've seen top horses get turned over in Maritzburg. So I'm willing to give him another chance back home at Turffontein. If he sees out a mile, he's going to be a hard horse to beat. Golden Warrior made light of the opposition last time. There was no opposition, but he looked the part even his penultimate start when he finished a quarter of a length behind Chronicle King. There was miles back to third, so there's a lot to like about him. And I'm very keen to see how the Tin Pan Alley form works out going into next Saturday, because he's a lively chance on the Golden Horseshoe. I don't know what version of Tin Pan Alley we're going to get on the day that he won on the 8th of June in the half-felt Juvenile Spring Challenge. That was a deadly version of Tin Pan Alley. So I think number 3, Read All About It, is worth a second glance. Read All About It obviously finishing in front of Ideal Summer, so that might settle that debate. In the first leg of the bar pot, I'd want a minimum of 2 horses, possibly 3. Zalatoris, my top selection, but with reservations over whether he'll stay. And then between 1 and 3 to be the biggest dangers in the opening leg of the bar pot. The 2 scratchings don't really make the race any more straightforward, to be fair.
Yeah, number 6, Zalatoris, 8-10. Let's see if he can deliver the goods as the hot short price favourite here. Race number 3 next up. This will be the start of the place accumulator. 1600 meters the trip as well. It's an MR70 handicap, and the 6-horse Sovereign's Call is out along with number 10, Count Your Chances. Number 11, Viva de Janeiro. Number 3, Unsolved Riddle. Joint favourites at 33-10. 4-1 Clarkson, 5-1 Coppola. It is 11-2 Guerrilla Warfare, 8-1 and better ball those. Now, a horse that you've been for in the past, number 3, Unsolved Riddle. He ran a cracker last time out, just touched off by Sovereign's Call, and that was just last week, Thursday. Is he your idea of the winner here?
Respect for him, but I do like number 5, Coppola. I like Coppola a lot. Tried 2,000 meters last time. I think they just stretched him. Back to a more favourable trip for Mark Conn, Jared Penny. They team up with the son of Skid Skizzle, running 4 lengths to Aladdin's Lamp. Aladdin's Lamp coming out and franking that form. He's definitely on the up. Penultimate start behind a very scopy individual in the form of the Ultimate King, when only in receipt of 2 kilograms. If you put the Ultimate King in this race, you'd make a very strong case for him. He got given a 1 pound reduction for a fair run, I thought, last time. I'm a little bit worried about how the likes of Chabelle ran subsequently, but I'm willing to give Coppola the benefit of the doubt back over a mile. 3, Unsolved Riddle moved up like a winner last time, just got outrun by Sovereign's Call. He's going to have every opportunity again. His penultimate start, it was just, I don't know what happened. He had the bees in his head. He looped runners on the outside. It was just no assistance. He was batty on the way down to the start. He was batty in the race. I think that was the exception rather than the norm for number 3, Unsolved Riddle. So if he's in the right mood, expect another nice run from him. He's fit, he's well. Bar 1 run, he's obviously in the swing of things. And I think his overall Cape Town form translates to a big chance in Joburg. And I wouldn't write off number 7, Clarkson, with Gavin Larina on board. I mean, this horse is now down to a 68. I know that he's probably not the same horse as he was a couple of years ago. He's a beautiful son of Atto. Know him well. He was one of the yard favourites. If he doesn't win, I think top 4 chance for a number 7, Clarkson. You wouldn't want to leave him out. But And I suppose wherever Unsolved Riddle is, Guerrilla Warfare ought to be somewhere in the mix as well. But 5 Capola, I think, represents an element of value in the first leg of the place accumulator. In the first leg of the PA, which is not my suggested bet, I'll go 3 and 5.
Yeah, 3 and 5, 5 Capola at 5-1. Next up, race number 4, start off the pick 6, Maiden Plate 1500 meters. Number 7, Stay Tuned, is the favorite, trading at 16-10. So open up at 18-10. Number 1, Brigham, 33-10. Lava County, a 7-2 shot, along with number 8, Inquinquezi. And then it is double figure odds about the balance. Now, this horse, Stay Tuned, son of Futura. Very, very encouraging run on debut, and he drifted out in the market, but still managed to put his best foot forward. If he just reproduces that run again, Alistair, he should take all the beating here.
I named him. Another one of
there we
Werner's bred horses that I had the luck of naming. Yeah, when it comes to race 4, I think he'll be a hard horse to beat. Sean's Yard's a little bit quiet, which is a worry. I think everyone's a little bit baffled by Golden Operator during the week.
Baffled us, yeah.
But one thing you can say about multiple-time champion trainer Sean Terry, people might sort of, at the moment, it's a matter of time before he bounces back, and he'll be back among the winners. And the chances are, when it comes to Hollywoodbets Durbanville, you know what the man's like on big days, that he could be leading in a few winners, and I'm very interested in a few, including Green Diamond, Nebraska, etc., etc. Obviously, Raskova is going to run a lot better in the Ridgemont Garden Province. So, matter of time before Terry bounces back. Any improvements to come from number 7, Stay Tuned, he'll be a very hard horse to beat. A little bit of a worry that he started his career so late. It's not the Terry style to get them up and running as a late 3-year-old, but all in all, what he showed first up, he sets a pretty high standard here. If there's anything to come, I think he'll win. Step up by 100 meters should pose no problems. Lava County will run better than what he did last time. He travelled so well until the last 200. Got a lot of scope. His work remains good. It was good going into the last start. He had excuses from his last start. Whether he's going to be good enough to beat probably an equally, if not further improving Stay Tuned remains to be seen, but I think he'll be in the first 3 at worst. Number 9. Yeah, he'll get the trip. The family all 1600 meter specialists. Anything further than that might be a little bit of a worry, but this almost nothing distance of 1500 meters could be his go. Gavin Lorena's back on board. 7, Stay Tuned, hard horse to beat. Respect for 9, respect for 8. Brigham, in a very weak work riders Maiden last time, had every opportunity of winning and found Art Nouveau too good. Deep draw, wouldn't completely write off his chances. Dropping back to 1500 meters as well. I think he's looking for 2000. Away Amawi knows more than me. But number 7, Stay Tuned, will be a very tough nut to crack in the first leg of the pick 6. I'm sort of borderline whether I want to banker him in the first leg, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the horse to play around here. Race 4, number 7, Stay Tuned, Zaki and Terry. Race number 5, next up, Maiden Plate Fillies and Mares, 1500 meters at distance here. 2 is the off time. It is the start of Jackpot 1. Number 7, A Bit of Class, is the favorite, trading at 18-10, along with number 9, Hopscotch. 7-2, Golden Alexia, and then you can get double figure odds about the balance. The 2-year-olds that are taking on older horses top the betting boards here. And Alistair, after 2, is there preference?
Not really, to be honest. I'm using Waiting on Charlie as a reference because Hopscotch ran a length and a half behind Waiting on Charlie, finishing a length and a half behind. And I think if you had to ask Candace who's better between Waiting on Charlie and A Bit of Class, I think she should right now lean towards Waiting on Charlie. So that's got to bring number 9, Hopscotch, right into the picture. What I can tell you about A Bit of Class, second horse Mum Lumbo absolutely trotted up on Monday. That's a very, very nice filly for Heather Adamson and Hollywood Racing. So that form line has got a big tick in the box. She was always looking for a bit of a trip. She ran very nicely on debut. She was very dumb. She ran with the ears sort of all over the place, flapping, not knowing where she was. So she should take a big step forward from her first start, number 7, A Bit of Class. But Hopscotch does keep me very interested. She pushed Lava Lamp all the way down to the wire. Lava Lamp just got away last time. I think the drop in distance also going to help number 9, Hopscotch. I think 2,000 meters, although it wasn't a very strong race, 2,000 meters for a 2-year-old at this time of the year is big league, and she acquitted herself nicely. So I think she's that one step harder than number 7, A Bit of Class. Jackpot 1, by the way, is my suggested bet. They both in. I'd like to say that A Bit of Class has a big winning chance. She definitely does have a big winning chance, but number 9, Hopscotch, right here, right now, might just have her number. I've also got number 2, Isaiah's Tiara into the play. Craig Mayhew and Trent Mayhew team up. I thought her last run behind Waiting on Charlie was fair. She's got number 3, Bella Boop Boop, absolutely cold at the weight. She should turn that form around, and for that reason, number 2, Isaiah's Tiara, also gets put into the first jackpot, which is my suggested bet. So just the 3 numbers, 2, 7 and 9.
Yeah, could be a nice result with number 2 currently trading at 10 to 1 in the market. Next up, race number 6, Fillies and Mares 92 divided handicap. 1,000 meters is the trip. 14:45 the off time. Start of jackpot 2. 3 Cosmic Queen tops the betting boards here at 3 to 1. 7 to 2 on offer about number 11, My One and Only. Miss Argonaut is a 4 to 1 shot. 11 to 2 about number 2 Artiste, and then it is 8 to 1 and better bar those. Now this filly, Miss Argonaut, she would have desperately needed her last start, but the fact that she only finished 2 lengths behind Vion's Web, that was quite an encouraging performance, and now she's having a first start up in the Highveld. I can see this filly being very, very competitive. Slight concern is going over 1,000 meters for the first time.
I think she's a huge chance, number 7, Miss Argonaut. And I remember speaking to Matthew de Kock at Hollywoodbets Scottsville before her last run, coming back from a break, and expecting Matthew to sort of brush her aside and say, not today. That run was not a surprise at all, 2 lengths behind Vion's Web. I think they like this daughter of Legislate, and I think that they're expecting a better run. Whether she's just 1 run premature from hitting her straps, that is the big doubt. But there was a little glint in Matthew's eye, and his comment sort of leads me to believe that there's hopes for number 7, Miss Argonaut, going forward. So what level, I don't know. But she could be one just to keep an eye on. I remember when she won her maiden at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, the judges took forever to make up their mind with her and Mauritius Kestrel, and they went with Miss Argonaut by the narrows, by the breadth of a piece of paper. She got the job done. And then being rested for over a year, she had no right to run like that. Lovely run, finishing 2 lengths behind Vion's Web, who I think is a very nice horse trained by Gareth Van Zyl. I think her only danger is number 3, Cosmic Queen. Probably just tilt towards her as my top choice, to be fair. She beat Whistle the Tune last time off level weights. Whistle the Tune was the first 3-year-old home in the South African filly sprint at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. That's got to stand for something. Number 3, Cosmic Queen, probably has the indirect capabilities of being feature race material. So from that point of view, I think that she's alive. She's got a nice outside draw. She's back to the same distance. I think the inside track's also likely to help. Although she's got a better record down the straight, her turn of foot leads me to believe that the inside track will overall pose no problems. She's lightly raced. She's got a lot more to come. She's well related. She's from all those, she's not a half sister or full sister to Cosmic Speed, but she's from the same family out of Cosmic Light. So I think number 3, Cosmic Queen's got a lot to like about it. I can only see 2 horses winning this race. If you push me for one other, it would be number 2, Artiste.
3 and 7, 2 horses to play around, but perhaps backup could be number 2, Artiste. Race 7, next up, 1,000 meters, the distance as well, 20 past 3, the off time for this race. And this is Fillies and Mares 79 divided handicap. Number 11, Gimme 4 Sure, your favorite here at 14 to 10. Faithful Nail, Gallic Dancer 6 to 1, 8 to 1, Beat It Gown, it's in 12 to 1, and better bar those. Gimme 4 Sure, winner on debut, and was a nice win when beaten Bingo. We saw that form line come under the spotlight midweek. Forget which day it was, but Trajanus, that horse that unfortunately unsaddled Craig Zaki, did come out to run second behind the first timer. And yeah, this filly could be absolutely anything going into open company for the first time.
That's exactly it. Half sister to Quasi for sure, so very well related. She could be anything off a rating of an 83 or a net 66. If you believe that she's going to be better than a 66 in a year from now, then take advantage. Number 11, Gimme for sure. I think Bingo's going to win soon. Is he a group horse? Probably not, but I think he's going to sort of pay his way when he gets out the maidens and sort of goes through the levels to whatever level he's going to get to. I think that all stands number 11, Gimme for sure, in good stead. Won like a true professional on debut as well. No greenness, on her own steam, hands and heels. No pressure at all about number 11, Gimme for sure. But if you look past her, I hate the cliche, if you look past her, then this is a swirl. It becomes absolutely anything in the race. I'm disappointed to hear you quote the price of number 10, Gaelic Dancer. I thought she'd be a little bit more appetizing than 6 to 1, but 6 to 1 is the price that we got. She was desperately unlucky last time behind Sylvan Warrior. The form line is not particularly sparkling, but I still think that she's a lot better than 3 lengths behind Sylvan Warrior. And if you're of that opinion, obviously being beaten by a 2-year-old last time as well, then she could be worth another push and just a second glance as far as perhaps being a danger to number 11, Gimme for sure. 12 Beat It Gowan, never beaten too far. Louis and Klapo takes a ride. I have an inkling that number 4, We Will Rock You, will run nicely. Win, no, but could be the quartet springer back to the sprint. Number 4, We Will Rock You. Chase Morjan on board for Cornet Speech Racing has come down. Had to come down with the performances that she's putting in, but I think she's a bit of top 4 value in the race. I've gone field in this jackpot, probably to my own demise, because I'm looking for a result, as I think it's highly possible if Gimme for sure does run flat at her second start. But if she were to win, we'll just have to take the punch and obviously not eliminate too many tickets.
Well, if We Will Rock You happens to pop up, that's at 33 to 1. That will certainly blow out plenty of tickets, and that could be the result that you're looking for. Race 8, penultimate race on the card, and this is over 1,450 meters, 5 to 4. The off time, Guy Gibson tops the boards here, 28 to 10. Bus Stop in Hounslow at 9 to 2, 5 to 1. Bob's Your Uncle. Too Late My Mate, 10 to 1 into 6 to 1. It's 8 to 1 and better bar those. Last time we did the show, and that was when this filly ran, Too Late My Mate, we mentioned that filly that could be getting closer to that second career victory. Further rate and drop. She gets
pounds. I mean, she's gone down 15 pounds in 4 starts. That's a world record.
Drawn 1.
2 kilo claim, 48 kilos.
And the triple suit, a lot better.
But not for me.
Talk to us.
No. 1, 2, 5 and 8 are my winning chances. I want to start with number 2. Guy Gibson got a heads up about this horse on Declaration Day, actually. I thought his last run behind Banff was excellent. He made up a lot of ground. Remember, this horse ran second to Sandringham Summit on Hollywoodbets Durbanville, July. Those are the capabilities that he's got. Sadly, if you're going to run like that as a 2-year-old and you're not going to be as precocious going forward, you're going to have to obviously deal with the merit rating that he was given. I know that he's still off a 101, but now he just looks competitive and looks ready to pop. He does do his best work later over a distance that's going to suit him better. Gavin Larena on board for Ray Magna. I think he's a horse that they all need to beat, but he does come with disclaimers. Yeah. And he comes with disclaimers not because of himself, he comes with disclaimers because of the rest of the field, or his dangers, in my opinion. Bus Stop and Hounslow, I'm telling you, is a very, very smart horse. He had no right to run the way that he did in the Grade 1 South African Classic, and even more so in the Hawaii Stakes. I was almost bothered that he was in the Hawaii Stakes, but to get that close to main defender Cosmic Speed, and now sort of be at this level. I know he's got to give top weight away. Pierre Stratham rode him brilliantly. I know that he was at a level 5 divisions weaker than this when Pierre won him in December, but he rode him brilliantly when beating Rattlebag. He's a perfect type of Stratham ride. Keep him quiet, send him at the right time, and believe me, this horse has got ability. Wouldn't surprise me to see him sort of taking on charity miles and races like that come the spring, summer, up on the Harville. Banff, over 1160 last time, showed a lot of pace. I actually watched the race with Lucky Hudala because he said, I can't believe my horse is in front. This horse is the biggest trying overachiever in racing. He doesn't know how to run a bad race. When you think he's in the wrong race, he comes and runs a ripper. So I'd loathe to leave him out just because he runs his race time and time again. And French Bolt to give Stuart Pettigrew a little bit of hope. He's having a rough time at the moment. He'll be seething with how the yard's going. A matter of time before he turns it around. Was a good win last time when beating Run for Cover. Comes back from a 3-month break. Bit of a question mark. Hopefully coming out fresh he can do something. I'll put him in more out of hope than expectation. But top choice 2, but 1, 5 and 8 I think are going to be quite dangerous. And if you are looking for an alternative, it would be number 12, Too Late My Mate. But should sort of chucked in just because of the numbers that she brings in the lightweight, the rating drop, etc. Just quickly on the Mike and Matthew de Kock website, they do mention Buster Barnes putting up lovely work, a horse to work with going forward. Can sort of earn a stake check here, the son of Erupt. Looking at his Zimbabwean form, which is obviously impeccable, probably going to come into his own over a little bit further than 1450.
Yeah, perhaps want to keep an eye on at 8 to 1 in the market, but Guy Gibson is the first choice here. Race number 9, final race on the day, 4:30 is the off time. It's an MR84 handicap over 1,450 meters to wrap up proceedings for us, and it's a wide open contest where number 3, KwaZulu-Natal, is your favorite at 9 to 2, zip code 11 to 2. It's 8 to 1 Streisand, Sea Shanty, 8 to 1 Sail the Sky, Fosti Novo, Richard the First, 10 to 1 and Better Ball. Those 8, 11 are out, so it's a field of 13 runners now. King of Numbers comes into the race. Alistair, what's your thoughts here?
Wide open here, Raheel. I think Richard the First is worth another chance. He runs like he'll get the trip. I mean, we were all over him last time. Yeah. He opened the complete wrong price. I suppose the sprints are just a little too quick for him. He's always left to do his best work late. I mean, he's been a victim as Richard I. The last time Stratham rode him, he made up a lot of ground, eye-catching ground behind Warm Winter Night. And I think
Did he take his place in the Merchants? Well, I saw him. He was there, declared,
yeah. I need to check again if he got it to the final. Well, not for his sake. Yeah, but I mean, Richard I is just banging at the door again, another £2 reduction. I know he's got to carry top weight in a wide open race from an inconvenient draw. He comes in 2 places, so 8's not an absolute train smash. But he's been on my radar for too long, and I'm not prepared to write him off. He could again be the perfect type of ride for Stratham, just to keep him quiet, let him quicken. If they don't get away from him, and I don't suspect they will over the extra distance, he'll naturally be a little bit closer than what he was. I think that he'll be building up a head of steam and be finding all the way down to the line. Number 1, Richard I. I have a bit of a funny horse, and I've read him right. That's Birthright, number 5. I think that this is going to run a huge race, dropping in distance. He travels far too keenly to be any type of threat over 2,000 meters. You can see the path that Alec Laird's trying to get this horse on, but he just won't settle. You can put the best, you can put the appies on, lightweights, and he just doesn't settle. Because they're going to go a better pace, he might drop his head a little easier, number 5, Birthright, and therefore I think he can confirm his last start and go fairly close and run a nice race, number 5, Birthright. Of the others, there are lots in here with chances. I'm expecting number 13, Sea Shanty, to run nicely enough. He is going up in grade. Life's getting a little bit harder for him, but he is showing that he's above his rating. On his last run, he should stay in front of King of Numbers. There was a quarter of a length in it. I think that he pretty easily kept King of Numbers at bay, plus King of Numbers has got the worst of the draws to overcome, so that's going to be an inconvenience. But Richard I is my idea of the winner in the last, and I think Birthright could represent a nice swinger bet with him.
Yep, that is race number 9, the final race on the day. And yeah, Richard I, 8-1, nice price here in the final race. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now. Alyssa will take us through his suggested bet, and it is Jackpot 1. Begins with a running off race number 5, and just having a look at the off time, 2 for the 5th race on the program. And Alyssa, you can take us through it.
We caught the PA, by the way, on Monday.
Yeah,
back in the winner's circle. Long overdue. 279 the first leg. The Jackpot 1 gets underway at 2, so Isaiah's Tiara, a bit of class and hopscotch. By 3 and 7, Cosmic Queen and Miss Argonaut. If you push me for one other, it would be number 2, Artiste. By Field in race 7, which is leg 3, and then 1, 2, 5 and 8, Bus Stop and Hounslow, Guy Gibson, Bob's Your Uncle, and French Bolt.
Well, that is the jackpot for racing out at Turffontein on Thursday. Alyssa, thanks very much. It was good to have you here in the studio. And yeah, looking forward to the next sort of week and a half as we get closer to Hollywoodbets Durbanville July Day, and then of course tomorrow the Gallops.
Nothing like it. You know, arriving on Hollywoodbets Greyville bright and early. I mean, obviously the sun rises earlier here than anyone else, so therefore people are on the go a lot earlier to what I'm used to. But seeing teams all over the place, making things happen, discussing where we're going to put that, where's that, I mean, way beyond my pay grade. Lots of scaffolding up at the moment, places going more purple than what it normally is. All hands on deck, the place is going to look magical on the 5th of July, and I hope that you all come and join us.
Yeah, absolutely, looking forward to the Saturday, the 5th of July, where we've got a great 12-race program to look forward to, massive fields as well, and of course let's not forget the Gallops tomorrow at Hollywoodbets Greyville. All the best with racing out at the Big T on Thursday.